Right here on the Universal lot, Michael Jackson made the video for Scream. Hi, I'm Allison Stewart from MTV News, and we will have that video for you very shortly. Now, of course, when Michael Jackson makes a video, it is always an event. But this time, he is literally making history. Scream is a duet with his sister Janet, and it marks the first time that Michael's ever recorded with his superstar sibling. And of course, Janet's going to be in the video as well. And see that sound stage behind me? It is one of 5 housing 10 sets used in the 7. In terms of the visuals that they're applying to Scream, what do you think about the combination? Does it work for you?
Yeah, I think the combination is really cool because it kind of is taking place in a spaceship or kind of in a vacuum. I think the spaceship is kind of a metaphor of the vacuum that their lives sort of are. Sometimes they're looked upon as not human. Of course, they are human, but maybe that's kind of a surrealistic way to say that, you know, here we are out in space and we're connecting with each other as brother and sister.
We wrote the song together. It was fun. The first time we've ever worked together, sang together. Aside from PYT, but that's just a little background thing he asked me to do, so I said yes and did it. That was years ago.
His sister added some backing vocals to his album, Thriller. Janet Jackson's now a superstar in her own right, and clearly she and her brother have a mutual respect that transcends the personal to professional level, as was evident from a very public show of affection.
My brother, Michael Jackson. I just wanted to tell you how proud I am of you and how much you've inspired me and how proud I am to be your sister and how much I love you. I do.
Me and Janet really are 2 different people.
Most definitely, I did feel that little sister thing. It'll always be that way because that's what I am. And he's my big brother.
Scream isn't simply a collaboration between 2 artists. It's the melding of 2 creative camps. Both Michael and Janet Jackson have brought his and her inner circle to the project to create the Scream team. Janet's success as an artist. Did she bring you aboard this project, say, hey, Jimmy, come work with me and my brother?
Yes, she did. She, tied us up and beat us over our head and said, you will do this duet. You will do this duet.
Michael and Janet Jackson are both well known for their innovative dance steps. But Janet now lends a certain street credibility to Michael's pedestal popularity. 4 choreographers were employed for the staging of Scream. You're co-directing and co-producing.
I mean, when you get Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, you got to have, best of both worlds. So it wouldn't be fair to exclude one entity because, we've both had significant roles in, the visual appeal.
We are working with Janet, and Travis and Lavelle are working mostly with Michael. But then at one point, when they are working together, it's kind of all 4 of us come together and just collaborate and use as many as many ideas and energies that we can.
There are differences, movement-wise. Janet, she thrashes. I mean, that girl will so much different than hers, She's the hard hitter. Michael goes between, soft, supple movement to crash, to burn.
While Michael's look hasn't changed dramatically for the video, Janet's adopted quite a different video persona.
She's been looking very sort of soft. She wanted something that looked very raw. And as we started talking about it and started talking about the futuristic sort of aspect of it, the idea of her looking sort of like Edward Scissorhands meets, futuristic sort of Japanese superhero.
Epic minimalism were the buzzwords used to describe Scream. To turn the futuristic fantasy into a reality, Jackson turned to the video director of the moment, Mark Romanek. He's the eye behind breakthrough clips for Madonna, Nine Inch Nails, Lenny Kravitz, En Vogue, and R.E.M.
Mark's got a great track record, and he's very creative, very innovative. So it only seemed right that, he would be working on this with Michael and Janet.
I've always wanted to work with Mark. I think he's an absolute genius, and I was so freaked out and excited I was going to be able to work with him on this video. The Rain video, Constant Craving, the En Vogue, Free Your Mind video, they were all so revolutionary. And still, when you look at them today, they look like, even 10 years from now, they would look revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so beautifully done. The lighting is perfect. The cuts are all perfect. You could push the pause button on any of Mark's videos, and they're like these beautiful photographs.
This is the Zen Garden set, one of the many you will see in the video Scream, the first release from Michael Jackson's album, History, Past, Present, and Future, Book 1. We'll get into the making of that album next, and of course show you Scream in its entirety when we return. History, Past, Present, and Future, Book 1. That mouthful is the title of Michael Jackson's long-awaited and long-delayed album of 15 greatest hits, which have been digitally remastered, and 15 new tracks. Now, this is a very important album for Michael Jackson. Not only is it his first release of new material since 1991's Dangerous, it's his first musical statement following the tumultuous events and the intense scrutiny of the past few years. Michael Jackson has led a public life. Recently, however, the private aspects of his life have overshadowed his musical output. From his highly publicized string of appearances in early 1993 to the specter of child molestation charges that were filed that fall and subsequently dropped, then settled out of court with Jackson cleared.
I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing.
There was his admission of addiction to painkillers and a surprise marriage to Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie.
And just think, nobody thought this would last.
The combination of events left many wondering how his experience would manifest itself in his music.
If you're an artist and you put your feelings on your record and in your music, it gives it a whole different energy than it would have if you're just singing, well, la-da-down, whatever. He sang what was on his mind, and it's a very aggressive, very personal album. And it's, to me, it's his finest album just because of that fact.
Scream is a full-on battle cry with a pissed-off Michael going on the offensive, lambasting his critics.
They wanted the song to be very aggressive. It was interesting. Somebody asked me, what's the song like? And I said, well, it ain't a ballad. It's not a ballad. It's very tough and very aggressive. And lyrically, it's very aggressive, too. And it had to be up-tempo, obviously, so they can move and dance and do their thing to it. So just trying to match the song to kind of what they were feeling, lyrically was what we tried to do.